All right, everybody, let's now take you over here to our very own JD Conti, who joins us here on the desk with the latest update here on his story today. And I know that you were in the courtroom talking a little bit more about Robert Johnson's hearing today.
Yeah, so this is a case that started back in 2022. This individual started a fire and burned the house down, and his half brother was inside when this happened. So there was this long going back and forth between this guy was in and out of state hospitals, and the case kind of came to a semi-conclusion today when he pled not guilty by insanity, and the state actually kind of said we're okay with that as well, and the judge ultimately found him not guilty by reason of insanity. So he's going to go to a state hospital now, and he could be there for an indefinite amount of time. The way this works is that once you're found not guilty by reason of insanity, the doctors there at the state hospital will basically do an evaluation every year, and you can be there for as long as your prison sentence could have been. So in this case, he was charged with a first-degree felony, so he could have been 5 to 99 or life, excuse me. So he could theoretically be there the rest of his life, but it depends on how much he gets better. So he is found not guilty in the eyes of the court, and he's not guilty, but they did find that he acted in a dangerous conduct, I believe the word is. So it wasn't he's not guilty, but he still did something. So he's being sent to the hospital, even though he has still been restored to competency since then.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a listen here because I know you had an interview today too as well, right?
Yeah, so we talked with Smith County Assistant District Attorney Noah Coltman. He just kind of talks about, why they came to this decision. It's not often that, both sides that can come to a conclusion and say, this is probably what's for the best here. And so he kind of breaks down the history of the case, what happened, and why they came to this decision.
All right, let's take a listen.
Yeah, so the decision is made based on the evidence that we have. As I mentioned in court a minute ago, the defendant has since basically late 2022 been in state hospital. He was originally found incompetent to stand trial, which means that at the time he did not have a rational or factual understanding of the nature of the charges against him and could not assist his attorney in his defense. He was there in state hospital till I think March of last year. They restored him to competency. He was receiving treatment and counseling and all of those sort of things. And from that point on, it's more evaluations. Anytime someone is found incompetent and there's sort of a mental health issue in a criminal case, the next step is to determine whether they were sane at the time of the offense. And our expert evaluated him on a couple of different occasions and found that he was insane at the time of the offense. So that is what the decision was based on and why we agreed to the not guilty by reason of insanity plea today.
So where do we go from here?
So the court ordered him to be committed to inpatient treatment. He'll go off to state hospital and they will do more evaluations and send reports back to the court. And we anticipate that he will be committed for treatment. That those commitments are on basically an annual basis, and they're recertified every year. The facility has to send a report to the court and with their recommendations. So, law says that someone committed who was found not guilty by reason of insanity can basically be in treatment in a facility on an inpatient basis for up to as long as they could go to prison for that offense. And in this case, the defendant was charged with arson resulting in death, essentially, which is a first-degree felony that carries a range anywhere from 5 to 99 or life. So he could potentially be there for the rest of his life, but as you said, it's impossible to tell and there are a lot of variables that go into how long someone stays in.
This was something where both sides came together and kind of decided this was the best option. But did you talk to the victim's family at all? Obviously, it was his brother. So what were those discussions like?
Yeah, we notified the victim's family. We've been in contact with them. As you might imagine, this has been a horrible tragedy for their family. The victim, Mr. Ross, was disabled. He was wheelchair bound, and ultimately, as you know, lost his life in the fire. Those conversations are always emotional, and I'll let you ask them about their feelings on it.